Something's Wrong with Us, Volume 4 review. After a volume spent focusing on Tsubaki, Something's Wrong with Us, Volume 5 has some making up to do when it comes to turning the spotlight back in protagonists now. Does it succeed? Let's find out. This installment of the series opens similarly to Volume 4, with now on bed with Tsubaki who vows to show her that he cares about her in his own way, having ultimately decided not to tell Tsubaki the truth about who she is. Now continues to struggle with the fact she's lying to him while he's also falling in love with him. Now, that's been working for the store for a while. Tsubaki decides it's time for now to wear a proper uniform, but this also comes with a heavy sense of responsibility for our lead. The pressure is piled on all the more when Tsubaki's mother asks now to serve tea for her and some friends, which leads to now accidentally deeply offending them. She may have been set up by her future mother-in-law, but that doesn't make things any easier. Elsewhere in Volume 5, we finally get to learn more about one of Naoki's co-workers, Jojima, who has been hinted at having a crush on her in previous books. After now is upset about the run-in with Tsubaki's mother, Jojima offers her some sweets back in his room in the sub-dormitory. A place now has its set food and since she and her mother lived there many years ago. Unfortunately, for now, Jojima does not have pure intentions, but it comes to getting close to her, and his real goal is far more sinister. Not only does his madly put now and Tsubaki's relationship on rocky ground, but as he spends time with Nao, he realizes that she might not be who she says she is. As in Volume 4, I think Something's Wrong with Us benefits by shifting its focus onto the surrounding cast. Jojima's story is somewhat stereotypical in terms of being someone holding a grudge and doing evil because of it, but it does fit a ton of the series relatively well. But some might wonder, why not just notice that he has an alternative agenda and getting close to her? I think, given her naivety, it makes sense. The one thing I'm starting to get bored on his now indecisiveness surrounding Tsubaki. This is the second volume where that has been the backdrop to a lot of the bar drama and I find it at least interesting aspect. Not because it feels forced. There is enough else going on here where author Natsume Ando doesn't need to fall back on it. Here one complaint is the fact Ando's stuff is much more into each volume. Without bringing earlier storylines to a satisfying conclusion, it feels like plot points are presented and removed without any rhyme or reason, simply to make a return further into the series. Its messaging will be a big turn-off for me, if not for the fact that the overall mystery keeps me invested. There is very interesting cliffhanger at the end of this volume too, which undoubtedly is going to have me coming back for volume 6 to see how it pans out. Despite my complaint, I do think Something's Wrong with Us is a good read. You just need to be able to overlook the problems and enjoy the best moments, which is easier said than done from some I think that, provided you've been enjoying it up until this point, you'll be on board for the long run. Unless something completely ridiculous happens, which it might. Something's Wrong with Us Volume 5 comes to the West thanks to Kodansha Comics and is translated by Sawatsuwe the Savage. Translation reads well, no issues to note, and there are helpful translation notes. The series is recently concluded in Japan, has 16 volumes, and Kodansha is Volume 6 out in English already. Volume 7 following in February. Overall, Volume 5 of Something's Wrong with Us presents some interesting new storylines, while also rehashing some of the same old problems. If you've been enjoying the series, then this certainly won't turn you off of it, but I am eager to see the author move away from some of these issues sooner than later. 7 out of 10.